Welcome to the update, your weekly gaming news video, although sometimes it's more of a vlog style video with some life updates from yours truly, Winky Face. It's not all about the news here, so you'll be glad to hear. Without further ado, let's roll that intro. So, welcome on back, you lovely YouTube watching people. This week, I strayed from Hades to Rogue Legacy, a Metroidvania style roguelite, where I managed to kill the first boss. Hell yeah! Oh yes! And as far as I can tell, killing a boss sticks with you in future runs, so you don't have to kill them again. Although I'll have to double check that. I'm not too sure. I'm still very new to the game. Anyway, as far as roguelikes go, it's got to be one of the harder ones. I'm enjoying it and really like the fact that you level up by leveling up different passives and stats, and they're all leveled by purchasing them with gold, which drops from, well, pretty much everything in the game. Anyways, if you haven't already, make sure to follow my Twitch channel where I stream many Dota and roguelites. I'm playing unranked Dota at the moment, focusing on completing contracts, so I one day will have bragging rights for being the top of the guild leaderboard. There is a bit of explanation there if you don't know what I just said, or you don't really understand what I just said, but I think it's time I read some news stories. But wait. As I may have mentioned previously, I've been writing a story in my spare time, and if you guys would like to read it, let me know in the comments, and I'll make sure to set up a blog or something where I can post to it daily, although I mainly write on weekdays after work, because that's when I'm most motivated. Anyways, yes, as I said, news time. So, first up is the Winter 2022 Anime Guide. Seeing as last week we focused on board games, this week I'm focusing on anime. I've watched my fair share of anime, but there's still loads of anime I haven't watched. Anyways, let's have a look. It's cold. Who wants to go outside when there's new anime to watch? Not me, that's for sure. That's right, there's a new slate of anime rolling out. Below is a list of new and returning shows. Which ones do you want to watch? What are your early impressions and recommendations? Let us know in the comments below. Okay, so we're just going to scroll through this. Really. So the first up is Akibi's Sailor Uniform. A girl who lives in the countryside gets into an elite private school and is excited to wear her school's uniform. Wow, that sounds thrilling. Arifureta from Commonplace to World's Strongest, Season 2. The second season of an anime about high school students who are transported to a fantasy world with new abilities. Sounds like X-Men. Attack on Titan, the final season, Part 2. In Part 2, the long-running Attack on Titan anime is finally coming to a conclusion. I have to say, I've heard good things about Attack on Titan. I started watching it, never really got that far into it, but I'm sure it's really good. I'm sure you guys should definitely watch it if you haven't, Although, if there's going to be an anime that I recommend you watch out of everything, it's got to be Full Metal Alchemist. It's just such a good anime. It's full of action. It's funny, it's sad, it's got pretty much everything you need in it. This one, I think we can skip over, never heard of it. Haven't heard of that. Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba. Yes, so the wildly popular Demon Slayer is back for another season of anime. Very good. The Demon Slayer anime is immensely good. I've only watched half of it, I think, but of what I watched, it was really good. Fantasia Sango, Futsal Boys, Garu Gaku, The Genius Prince's Guide to Raising a Nation Out There. That sounds kind of funny, actually. The Genius is a young, competent prince takes over his country, but wishes he could shirk his responsibility to rule. Kind of sounds like The Emperor's New Groove, maybe. Girls Front Line. No. How a realist hero rebuilt the kingdom. I'm Kodama Kawashiri. In the land of Leedale. Iro Dori Miri Dori. Irregular high school reminiscence arc. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean. So one of my friends called Axilla, that's his online username, guys. If you want to check him out, I can't link in the video, which frustrates me because the last time I did that, it wouldn't let me do it because I'm not a YouTube partner or something. I couldn't link my Twitch channel, so it's Axilla TV on Twitch. But basically, we did a Tough Mudder once together, which is like a 10-mile run with obstacles, like 21 obstacles, I think. And you get really muddy, you get really wet, and it's great fun. But we were going to go do that, but in the evening before, when we were just chilling out, he was watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure on Netflix. I haven't seen any of it actually, but he seemed to love it. So if he does watch this video, then maybe he'll be able to, comment with a link to the anime so you guys can watch it. Life with an ordinary guy who reincarnated into a total fantasy knockout. Is that the name of the anime? What? Oh, maybe, I don't know. I can't believe that's the name of the anime. It's such a long title. Two dudes end in a fantasy world, but one of them is transformed into a beautiful girl. Oh, that sounds really weird. That sounds really weird, but maybe some people will like that. Love of Kill, Miss Kuritsu from the Monster Development Department, My Dress Up Darling, oh dear, Ninjala, On Air Dekinai, Orbital Children, eh? A two-part anime movie about a group of kids get stranded on a space station trying to survive. On Netflix, that sounds pretty good. Orient, Uji no Honmei, I'm not going to pronounce that. Police in a Pod, Princess Connect Re-Dive Season 2, Requiem of the Rose King, Rusted Armors. Okay, there's quite a few. Okay. I'm just scrolling through to see if I can recognize any other ones there. But not looking good. Nope, I think that's the end of the article. You know, there are some interesting animes on there. And yeah, that's that. That's the Anime Guide 2022 apparently. So the highlights for me was JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and Attack on Titan Season 2. I think there might have been maybe one more, but I can't remember now. Anyway, on to the next article. Next, we've got Take-Two buys Zynga for $12.7 billion. So there is clear path to bring console PC games to mobile. Mobile? I mean, there are loads of mobile gamers out there, but over $12 billion to go for it. That is nuts. The GTA company is acquiring all outstanding shares of Zynga for $12.7 billion. Grand Theft Auto company Take-Two is acquiring Farmville company Zynga. Zynga's a huge company as well, for $12.7 billion. The company announced on Monday morning. This is a combined cash and stock deal. Importantly, the deal has not closed, and there is a go shop provision whereby Zynga has 45 days to look for a better deal with a different company. Many may recall how Take-Two was originally lined up to acquire Codemasters before EA came in and bought the company instead. In a news release, Take-Two said this is a transformative combination of companies that makes Take-Two one of the largest and most diversified mobile game publishers in the industry. This is a nice little image. Transaction will create an exciting and diverse portfolio of industry-leading titles that span key platforms and genres across interactive entertainment. We are thrilled to announce our transformative transaction with Zynga, which significantly diversifies our businesses and establishes our leadership position in mobile, the fastest growing segment of the interactive entertainment industry, Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick said. This strategic combination brings together our best-in-class console and PC franchises with a market-leading, diversified mobile publishing platform that has a rich history of innovation and creativity. Zynga also has a highly talented and deeply experienced team, and we look forward to welcoming them into the Take-Two family in the coming months. As we combine our complementary businesses and operate at a much larger scale, we believe that we will deliver significant value to both sets of stockholders, including $100 million of annual cost synergies within the first 2 years of post-closing and at least $500 million of annual net bookings opportunities over time. He just said a lot. I did not understand anything he just said. Take-Two clearly sees a lot of upside here, as the 9.861 per share that it paid for Zynga represents a 64% premium on Zynga's closing share price on January 7th. Zynga CEO Frank Gibbo, a former executive at Electronic Arts, and said joining forces with Take-Two allows the company to further advance our mission to connect the world through games while achieving significant growth and synergies together. We're incredibly excited to have found a partner in Take-Two that shares our commitment to investing in our players, amplifying our creative culture, and generating more value for stockholders. With this transformative transaction, we begin a new journey which will allow us to create even better games, reach larger audiences, and achieve significant growth as a leader in the next era of gaming. In a slide deck, that Take-Two said it sees a clear path for bringing Take-Two's console and PC games to mobile, thanks in part to the Zynga deal. It did not, however, name any specific titles. That's a shame. There might also be more live operations and crossover events between IP, Take-Two said, while it will use Zynga's services to help acquire more users. Take-Two also sees the acquisition as helping Take-Two expand into new geographies and further focus on innovation and emerging business models. There are also opportunities for cross-play integration, Take-Two said. Nice, I love cross-play. Take-Two also disclosed that more than half of the Take-Two's business earnings in the future will come from mobile, which shows just how important it is to the company. Mobile is the fastest growing segment of the video game industry. Wow, great. That is nuts. That's a lot of money. $12.7 billion to take over the company. I mean, that did include shares, so I don't know what proportion of that is shares-wise. Probably quite a bit of it. But that's a lot of money. That's crazy. That's nuts. Finally, we've got news about Dying Light 2. Apparently, to complete it 100%, it's going to take 500 hours. That's a lot of time. At least 20 days I worked it out to be. 20 days. Let's just hope it turns out to be a good game, eh? Okay, so I'm going to read it now. I probably don't have that many hours left. What? According to the studio, the main story completion should clock in at about 20 hours for a focused playthrough of Dying Light 2, while completing all the side quests, learning about the world's history, and engaging with all the characters can easily take 80 hours or more depending on playstyle. So to reiterate, the 500-hour figure is really just meant for the exhaustive, die-hard, gotta see literally everything fans, nothing more. Cheeky Dying Light 2 Stay Human developers certainly managed to bag the lion's share of publicity this weekend, rolling out a tweet boasting of the long-coming sequel's playtime. According to the team, Dying Light 2 will take somewhere in the region of a whopping 500 hours to complete, at least for the most hardcore of players. Now, to clarify, the mighty figure represents the entire exhaustion of the rooftop-running, head-smashing survival title, so that's 500 hours to explore the whole world. Bust out all of the grinds, complete all main campaign stories and side quests, find all the collectibles, bag the achievements, and more. Some players took severe umbrage to this, with some unleashing the full power of "I'm cancelling my pre-order" mode, convinced that all this announcement achieved was revealing that Dying Light 2 is fluff packed. And so realizing that the announcement might not have had quite the intended impact, the team sent out a succinct message update noting that anyone looking down, oh my god, I messed that up so bad. And so, realizing that the announcement might not have had quite the intended impact, the team sent out a succinct update noting that anyone looking to simply complete the campaign, its side stories, and other activities should be able to do so in less than 100 hours. I mean, that's still pretty much Persona length, but hopefully has done something to alleviate the raised eyebrows of players already eyeing up both their current backlog and the litany of massive games lined up for the year. Ultimately, it comes down to what an individual wants from a game. I personally don't want to put 100 hours out of any adventure title, even a favourite franchise. But I'm an old man and have been at this shit for over 30 years now. Younger players and genre enthusiasts might squeal with delight at triple-figure playthroughs, and that's fine too. You buy a game, you play as long as you want, and then you hit the bricks. I do think a good developer will respect a player's time, but I also understand survival titles are the long haul by default. Either way, it's nothing worth getting infuriated over. It's your call. So, yeah, let's hope it ends up being a good game, because otherwise, well, you're not going to want to grind it for 500 hours. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. To help me out, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.